Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. Kind of a roller coaster week here. I had the Eagles Monday night, so that was a loss, but I crushed NBA. I think I went 8-1 on Monday night, which was dope in the NBA. But then on Tuesday, I went 1-3 in the NBA, so it was a little bit of this. It's week 11 in the NFL already. Thursday night football, good one here. Titans versus Green Bay. Let's go.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, Tennessee on the road in Green Bay here. The line is Packers -3. Public is pretty even, but the sharps are all over Green Bay. 88% of the money on the Packers. This is as of Tuesday morning. The books do react to the Green Bay money. The line moves from 3 up to 3.5, then bounces back down to 3. Most books have this at 3 right now, but it's sitting with -120 juice on the Green Bay side. So this is kind of teetering back and forth between 3 and 3.5. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Green Bay plus 2.25. So that's a 5-point lean on the Titans here. All right, so let's break this matchup down, and we'll start with Green Bay's run defense because this is a Titans game, and we all know the drill. Sure, Ryan Tannehill was making some plays through the air last week against Denver, but stopping Derrick Henry is always priority number one when you play the Titans. And I'm sorry to tell you this, Packers fans, but it doesn't look good for you on that front. Green Bay has pretty awful numbers against the run. This has been a bad run defense all year. In fact, the only game where you could really point at and be like, oh, Green Bay did a decent job against the run was the Detroit game. And A, they still lost that game 15-9. And B, DeAndre Swift barely even played. He only had 2 carries in that game. So I really don't see any scenario where the Packers defense is able to stop Derrick Henry in the Titans rushing game. And then add in the fact that Tannehill was making throws in the clutch against Denver, arguably the #1 pass defense in the NFL last week. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a scary situation for the Packers D. Keep in mind, Ryan Tannehill's winning streak is still alive. Malik Willis came in and started a couple games and the Titans' winning streak ended, but Ryan Tannehill has still won 5 in a row and he hasn't thrown an interception since September 25th. And while we're talking about interceptions, we got to take a look at the Dallas game last week. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers came back and won. It was awesome. Well, no, it wasn't awesome. I had Dallas. It sucked. But it was an awesome game to watch. But keep in mind, earlier in the game, Dak Prescott threw interceptions on back-to-back drives. Both of them resulted in Packer touchdowns. So 2 Cowboys interceptions resulting in 14 Packer points. And the score was still 28-14 in the second half. What do you think the score of that game would have been if Dak Prescott doesn't throw those interceptions? What, 35-7? 42-0? Like, Dak Prescott throws 2 picks that result in 14 Packer points, and the score is still 28-14 Dallas. Wow. Ryan Tannehill hasn't thrown an interception in almost 2 full months. So I don't know if the Packers can rely on forcing turnovers in the passing game because Tannehill isn't turning the ball over. So yeah, I think the Titans offense matches up pretty well with the Green Bay defense, especially with Rashawn Gary and Devondre Campbell not in the lineup. But let's flip the script. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense against the Titans defense. Now, this is an interesting one because if you go by the numbers, it's a quick read. It's Packers have been terrible. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been good this year. The Tennessee Titans defense is elite. End of story, right? But hold on. Number one, we have to acknowledge that Aaron Rodgers looked good as hell in the second half of that Cowboys game. He was dropping dimes in there. Christian Watson is starting to look like a serious weapon in the deep passing game, and that's huge. I mean, take a look at Rodgers' numbers on pass attempts of 20 or more yards. He was 3 of 5, 120 yards and 2 touchdowns against Dallas, who is supposed to have the best or at least one of the best pass defenses in the NFL, and they're 5th in the NFL in deep ball DVOA. So this is a Cowboys team that plays the deep pass very well. Want to know where the Tennessee Titans defense ranks against the deep pass? Dead last, 32nd. And they're missing Amani Hooker, their star safety, again. So there might be plenty of opportunities, plenty of shots for Aaron Rodgers to take deep, and he was on the money throwing the deep ball last week. So yeah, if you go by the numbers, the Titans defense should have no problem stopping the Packers offense, but I mean, the Cowboys defense should have had no problem stopping the Packers offense also, and the Titans are even worse against the deep pass. Speaking of the Titans defense, check this out. So we all know that they're elite. The Titans defense is top 5 in most statistical categories, but check this out. Can we look at who they've played during this winning streak? Seriously, look at these offenses that the Titans have gone up against. No wonder they have awesome numbers. The Raiders, the Colts, the Commanders, the Colts again, the Texans, then they had the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, and then the Broncos. 5 of those 6 games are against terrible bottom of the NFL offenses, just awful offenses. And the other one was the Chiefs. Yeah, Kansas City only put up 20 points in that game, but they had 500 yards of offense. They kept screwing up the end of their drives, but they were moving the ball. In fact, the Tennessee Titans have only played 2 offenses all year in the top 14. One is Kansas City, and we already know they put up 500 yards on the Titans. The other is Buffalo. The Bills hung 41 and beat the life out of the Titans earlier in the year. So I'm siding with the Sharps on this one. I like the Titans defense, but I think it's a bit overvalued based on who they've played. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to turn the second half of this season around. And I'm betting this right now because I think this line's going to move back to 3.5. So give me the Pack -3, lock it in. If anything changes with this bet, I'll let you know on Twitter. So give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the full ticket for all the sports we do, bet of the day, top bets, parlays of the day, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. All right, NFL Week 11. Let's start it off with a win on Thursday Night Football, hopefully. Everyone have yourselves a good one. I'll talk to you on Twitter.